What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel, and today we have a new genre, a new category in the Team Fish Knuckles world, and that is going to be Legacy Wednesday. If you don't know, PTCGO updated a new format. It's called Legacy Mode. Let me make sure I pull this up. It is Heart Gold, Soul Silver, through Dragon Vault and promos, through Legendary Treasures for the most part, and this is the first deck we're going to cover. Of course, it's going to be Virizion Genesect, which is one of my favorite decks of all times, but it kind of has a throwback to kind of like, if you played around 2011, 2012, I can't remember exactly when it was. There's a deck called Celebi Mewtwo Tornadus, and this deck's kind of based off that. We'll do a video later on that, but it's kind of the same concept as that deck, but we're using Celebi to power up our Virizion and mostly our Genesect on turn number 1, and you'll see how that's going to work here today in this video. And Legacy Wednesday, we're going to switch between Legacy Wednesday and sometimes Wayback Wednesday. I did find a way to record old games, like we're talking about base set stuff, I'm talking about Neo Genesis stuff. We're going to have a lot of fun on Wednesday, exploring older decks through Legacy Mode and Wayback Wednesday. And if you have any ideas for Legacy Wednesday, leave those down below. I am looking into everything and anything and to explore this Legacy category. It is going to be a lot of fun, but I am looking for a lot of stuff as well. If you have any primes that you want to trade, I'm looking for a Shaman, this little guy right here. If you have another Shaman that you want to trade, let me know. Anything will help out. I'm looking for bad cards, good cards, and we're going to try to have some fun with this Legacy Mode. But enough of me rambling. Let's go over the deck and let's see what it's about. Now, our main attacker is going to be Genesect and Virizion. We should know what these do. Genesect has the ability Red Signal. When you attach a Plasmid to Genesect, you bring a Pokemon off the discard pile into the active spot, and Mega Cannon does 100 damage, and you do 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. You have Virizion EX with the ability Verdant Wind, which each of your Pokemon that has any grass energy attached to it can't be affected by any special conditions. So that means no poison, no sleep, no confuse, no paralyze can be done to those Pokemon. And you have Emerald Slash as well. It does 50 damage, and you may search your deck for 2 grass energies and attach them to one of your bench Pokemon. We're really not going to attack with Virizion this much. We're actually just going to go aggro Genesect. Now, the new cards in this deck, we have Jirachi as well. With Stellar Guidance, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may search your card for any supporter card, put that to your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. So these cards are, we know what these cards do. We've seen this a lot in Expanded, but the new cards are going to be these 3 guys right here. Smeargle has the Poke Power Portrait, and yes, a Poke Power. Now, the thing to note about Poke Powers, and some people might not know this, if your Pokemon has a Poke Power and is affected by a special condition, they cannot actually use their powers, and they can't use it. They just can't use it. So if it's poisoned, if it's asleep, confused, paralyzed, you cannot use its Poke Power. And that's an actually cool thing, which I wish they would bring back. But maybe we'll see it one day. But Portrait is such a strong ability, or power, sorry. It's not ability, it's a power. Once during the turn before you attack, if Smeargle is your active Pokemon, you may look at the top, you may look at your opponent's hand. If you do, choose a supporter card you find there and use the effect of that card as the effect of this power. This power can't be used if Smeargle is affected by a special condition. As you see right there, cannot be used if affected by a special condition. What this means is you get to see your opponent's hand and you have to play that supporter card if they have one in their hand. Doesn't matter if they have a Juniper and you have like 8 cards in your hand, you have to play that Juniper. You have to play that supporter card. Sometimes it might be a good one, it might be a bad one, but Portrait is such a good card because you can use 2 supporters in one turn, which is really great. Now, the other kind of main combo, the big thing here is Celebi Prime. It has the Poke Power Force Breath. Once during your turn before you attack, if Celebi is your active Pokemon, you may attach a Grass Energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. This power can't be used if Celebi is affected by a special condition. Once again, you can see, affected by a special condition, you cannot use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to use Force Breath. We're going to attach a Grass Energy for a turn and use Colress Machine to start using Megalo Cannon turn 1, which is amazing. And we're going to see if we can pull it off today or not. And also this Shaman right here, like I said earlier, if you have any of these Shamans, let me know. But it has the Poke Power Celebration Win. Once during your turn, when you put Shaman from your hand onto your bench, you may move as many energy cards attached to your Pokemon as you like to any of your Pokemon in any way. What this basically means is you can just move around all your energy cards. You can move one Pokemon to another. You can move a DC from one Pokemon to another. You can move all your energies to one Pokemon if you want to. It's a really, really good power. And we did see it played a lot back in the day. It was almost a one of in almost every single deck because it was such a good power. But that's all the Pokemon we are going to play. You could put maybe a Mr. Mime, maybe a Deoxys, maybe another Celebi. Only on 2 Celebis. I would definitely probably play a third one, but only having 2, we have to play 2. Alright, so let's go over the trainers, and let's go over this. So we play 2 Bike, draw cards, you have 4 cards in your hand. It probably doesn't make that much sense right now, but give me a second. 3 Colorless Machine, search deck for a Plasma Energy attached to one of your team Plasma Pokemon, and that's how we're going to try to get this turn 1 Genesect with the Megalocannon, because he is a Plasma Pokemon. 4 Dual Balls, flip 2 coins for each head, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck afterwards. So this is a really, really good card because you can get any 2 cards out of your deck, not just, one with 90 HP or less, or with a 3 retreat cost, or blah, blah, blah. You just get any 2, but you do have to flip a coin to get them out, which is a pretty big deal. 1 energy retrieval, get back 2 energy from your discard pile into your hand. 2 energy switch, move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. 4 Junk Arm, which is the best card in, Legacy mode. It is going to be almost a staple in every single deck. Discard 2 cards from your hand, search your discard pile for a trainer card, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. You can't choose Junk Arm with the effect of this card. So Junk Arm, going to get you any card, or any trainer card from your discard pile. So it's going to be from Bicycle to Tool Scrapper, and G-Booster. And G-Booster, we can get G-Booster as well, because it is a trainer card. We can't get that. We can't get Skyward Bridge because it is a stadium card. I'm 99% sure you can't get Skyward Bridge. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think you can. I don't think you can Junk Arm for a Skyward Bridge. If you know for sure, leave it down below. I'm 99% sure you can, because it says search for a trainer card. And as you see with all these, they say trainer. What is it? This right here says trainer, and I think these are supposed to be item cards. When they got transitioned over, they became item cards, which we see right here. As you see as well with Tool Scrapper, we see item, but these are trainer cards. To Junk Arms. In Junk Arms eyes, these are trainer cards. These are not item cards. So item cards are trainer cards. So I'm 99.9% sure you cannot get Skyward Bridges with your Junk Arms. Okay. But still, Junk Arm is really, really good. You can get any of these cards. You get Junk Arm for a Bicycle, discard 2 cards from your hand. A Bike for 4, which is really, really cool. 1 Pokemon Catcher. Flip a coin if heads. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon if they're active. Now, there's no Lysander in this format, so you can use Genesect, rest another regular Pokemon off the bench, but you also have Catcher, and you have Junk Arm to reuse them as well. 2 Random Receiver. We really haven't seen this card that much because we have VS Seeker, but Random Receiver is really, really good. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a supporter card, put it into your deck, shuffle the other cards back into your deck. And the reason why we play 2, you could maybe play 3, it's because of Junk Arm. You get Junk Arm back Random Receiver to guarantee you a supporter as long as there's 1 in your deck. 1 Super Rod, we know what that does. 3 Switch. And the reason why I play 3 Switch is because you want to heavily switch between Celebis, Smeargles, and Genesect. You do have Skyward Bridge to give your Pokemon free retreat, but Switch can help you get that because let's say you have a Celebi, Smeargle, and a Genesect. You can use Force Breath, attach a Grass Energy to your Genesect, use Switch into Smeargle, use Portrait, and then retreat into Genesect to attack, which is really, really cool. 1 Tool Scrapper, 2 tools attached to your Pokemon in play, and discard them. It could be yours or your opponent's, which is really cool. That way you can get off certain tools, maybe get off tools off a Garbodor, or get rid of Life Dews. It's really good. 1 and 2 Juniper. It might seem like a weird count, but you could maybe play 2 ins. The supporter counts are going to be weird for right now. I'm not sure 100% positive how supporter cards are going to work. I'm still new to Legacy, but I think 1-2 split will be okay just for right now. N is definitely for late game if your opponent goes crazy, takes a lot of cards, or takes a lot of prize cards, you can end them down to 1. And for Professor Oak's new theory, which is probably the best supporter in Legacy format, shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 6 cards. It might seem really simple, but this is a really, really good card. Because Juniper, you have to discard your hand, and you're affected by your prize cards. And Oak, you just shuffle and draw 6, which is great. You don't have to discard any cards. You can draw a whole new hand of 6, and I do love this a lot. One Seeker. Each player returns one of his or her bench Pokemon and all cards attached to it to their hand. Alright, so each player returns one of their bench Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their hand. You return your Pokemon first. And the reason why they had this is you could pick up a heavily damaged Genesect, maybe a Genesect with a G booster, because remember, all cards attached to it into their hand. So you can pick up a damaged Genesect, put the G booster back into your hand, and then use Seeker, or when you use Seeker, then attach it to a new Genesect, which is really cool. And also you can pick up like Jirachi, so people can take a knockout on them later on the game with the catcher or some other thing. So I think Seeker is really good as a one-of in the deck. You could maybe cut it for the second in like I talked about, but right now Seeker is in there. 3 Skyo Bridge, their cheat cost of each base Pokemon in play is 1 less, so that means you're I think everybody gets free retreat because Smeargle has 1, Celebi has 1, Genesect has 1, Shaman has 1, yep, it pretty much is everybody, yep, Virizion has 1, and Jirachi has 1. So there we go, all your Pokemon have free retreat because of the Skyo Bridge, which is fairly nice. Alright, and 1 G Booster, this is our A-Spec of choice. A-Spec still exists, so you can play Computer Search, Douse Machine, Life Dew, Scoop Up Cyclone, Master Ball, G Booster, the Victini tool, I can't remember what it's called right now. Trying to think of Crystal Wall, Crystal Edge, if you want to play those for some reason. But all A-Specs are still allowed in Legacy mode. And G Boosters, obviously, for this deck, you only, okay, the Genesect this card is attached to can use this card. G Booster can still be attached to anybody, they just can't use G Booster. But G Booster does 200 damage, and you discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on the defending Pokemon. And that's the deck. I did take a little while to explain everything. As we go on later in the videos, I won't explain that much, just in case you don't know what some of these cards do, like Junk Arm, Random Receiver, Dual Ball. But these are going to be staples. We are going to see a lot of these. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. I do like the idea of Legacy format a lot. It is something fresh and new to cover for the Pokemon TCG PTCGO. But like I said, some weeks we're going to do Wayback Wednesday. Some weeks we're going to do Legacy Wednesday. And we'll see what happens. Let me know if you like this concept or not. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this list. And let's see the game right now. Alright, putting against Systami playing, and Systami 89 playing a bunch of different color combinations. This could literally be anything. And that's the kind of weird thing about Legacy mode right now. We really don't know what we're going to play against, because it's a whole new format. We really don't know what's out there, but our opponent is going to go first. But maybe we can get that turn 1 Megalo Cannon. Alright, so we do get, okay, my opponent has new base Pokemon. We'll get a Smeargle. We'll press done. And let's see, what do they have? It's a Weavile. Okay, Weavile Lily deck. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Weavile has, I can't remember the attack. It does like 30 times the amount of Pokemon you discard. There's an Arcan, okay, so it plays Archeops as well. But we get double Mulligan. That's going to help us out just a little bit to try to get that turn 1, the turn 1 Megalo Cannon. And let's see what, I mean, imagine they only have like Weaviles and maybe Sableye as their only bench Pokemon. I imagine maybe they have like a Jirachi, maybe Smeargle. Trying to think else what they might have as basic Pokemon. Executes, yeah, Executes for sure, because that's what their main damage is going to be. Oh, the attack's called Vilify. Yeah, I forgot, but Vilify. All right, I think it does 30 times the amount of Pokemon you discard from your hand. Let's see. Yes, we'll draw for the Mulligan. We'll draw for the Mulligan. We get a Dual Ball and an Energy Retrieval. And there's a Sneasel in the active spot. Now, we could still knock out the Sneasel. We see a Dark Energy to the active. And let's see, a Jirachi comes down, which is great. We can, knock out this Pokemon, take 2 prize cards, own it. It does only have 90 HP. There's an N. No, our hand was really good. Don't do this. You don't want to do it. Tropical Beach coming down. You can draw up to 7 cards, but if you do, your turn ends, and there's a N. I'm going to put both of us at 6 cards, but our hand was so good. We had a Skyo Bridge, Dual Ball, Energy. Oh, man. All right. Alright, this is still a really good hand. Like, I can't complain about this. There's an Ultra Ball discarding an Oak and a Tortuga. It's another false Pokemon you can put back into your deck. I think that's the ability. Once dirty turn before you attack, and this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put this on the bottom of your deck. And Ultra Ball to get another Sneasel out, switch into the other Sneasel, and we'll see a Tropical Beach going to end their turn. And on to our turn. Let's see what happens. Well, we get a Plasma Energy. That's not nothing we really need. I'll put down the Genesect, put down the Virizion. They both have too much HP. We don't play Muscle Bands. We'll put down a Skyo Bridge. We will use Dual Ball, Tails, and Tails. Okay, great. Let's use the... Okay, alright. So we get a Professor Oaks. We'll G-Booster the Genesect, and we will Oak. Gonna shuffle our hand into deck and draw 6 new cards. Alright, so we get a Dual Ball. Come on, Dual Ball. Heads and a Tails. Alright, we can at least get a Celebi out. That's good. So, put the Celebi down. We will... we'll attach the Grass Energy. We'll Dual Ball again. Heads and Tails. We'll grab... I guess another Genesect so that we can maybe try to get 2 powered up this turn if possible. Put down the Genesect. We will Bike for 2. 1, 2. Okay, we get another Dual Ball Energy Switch. Let's use Portrait first. I probably should have used this first from the start. And, oh man, we got a Chorus. And 4, 5, 6. A Getsis. Getsis could be really good. Wait, no, 3 out of their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're just going to go for an Oak. If they had it in, I think I would have grabbed that instead. But let's grab the Oak. Gonna play it, gonna shuffle our hand into deck and draw 6 new cards. Okay, so we get a Chorus Machine. We can put that onto this guy, alright. We can switch into Celebi. Okay, so we're gonna, I know this will seem kind of weird, but we're going to Energy Switch, move the Grass Energy to this guy. We'll then use Shaman, move the Plasma Energy to this guy. Wrong one. Alright, there we go. Move the Plasma Energy to this guy, and then we're going to Bike for 3. And let's see, can we hit a Grass Energy or not? That's the question, and... we whiffed it. Okay, great. So we're going to end our turn. Oh, it's our opponent's turn. We whiffed the Grass Energy, get the turn 1 knockout. Fantastic. Alright, so on to our opponent's turn, let's see what happens. There's a Vilify Weavile coming down. Discard as many Pokemon as you like from your hand. This attack does 30 damage times their Pokemon you discarded. We see a Lost Mover. Going to get rid of that Plasma Energy. It will be stuck there forever. I guess when I used Shaman, I could have, the Portrait, I could have saw what was in his hand. We see a Prehistoric Call. Going to put that Tortuga back into the bottom of his deck. Alrighty. Alright. And there's a Getsis. He's only going to get 1 card. Okay, that's not the greatest for my opponent. And we can knock out this Weavile this turn. We can Plasma Energy, bring it up, maybe get the Forest Breath, attach a Grass Energy, and take a knockout. That would be great. We know he has a Chorus. Professor Oak. There's a Junk Arm. What could he go for? I guess a Tropical Beach. I think that's what he'll end up going for, is a Tropical Beach. Yeah. Oh, an Ultra Ball. Okay, can he even grab Tropical Beach with it? I can't remember. Discard 2. Oh, for a Trainer card. Yeah, maybe? I can't remember. Let's see. Trainer card. Probably not, because it does say this trainer. So you can't actually... okay, so you can't Junk Arm for a Stadium. That was just me being silly. But we see Ultra Ball discarding a Dark Patch and a Execute. Alrighty, this might get another Execute. Okay, another Weavile. That makes sense. Gonna get double Weavile out into play. Alright. And the last 2 cards in his hand is a Oak. Oh, no. Okay, I don't know what's in his hand anymore. I can't remember. But let's Plasma Energy, bring up this Weavile. Yes. At least take the knockout on the one that has a Dark Energy. He can still Dark Patch and attach to get a knockout this turn. But let's Bike for 2. And we will Oak for 6. Can we find a Grass Energy or not? Please, Pokemon. And there we go. Okay, there's a Grass Energy. So we will Force Breath, put a Grass Energy onto this Genesect EX. We will Retreat. Retreat, please. Oh, no. We can't retreat. Oh, no. Oh, no. I guess, okay, I guess. Why can't we retreat? I don't know what's going on. I guess we'll end our turn. Alright, so into our opponent's turn. Okay. I'm not sure what just happened. I don't know why we couldn't retreat. Probably not good for us. We see, of course, they're going to shuffle their hand in the deck and get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why can we not have retreated? There's another Lost Mover coming down, get rid of that Plasma Energy. There's 2 in the Lost Zone. Once it's in the Lost Zone, you can't ever get it out either. It's just kind of there forever, just saying, hey, I'm in the Lost Zone. Come help me, please. And we're like, no, we can't help you. I'm sorry. But they receive Propagation, going to put an Execute into their hand. I'm still trying to figure out why we could not have retreated. There was a Skyo Bridge out, so I'm fairly confused. Alright, but we see a Junk Arm discarding a Lileep and a Execute. We're going to grab an Ultra Ball. Maybe get another Sneasel out this turn. Do they have a Dark Energy to attack this turn? We see a Propagation. Okay. Let me make sure the retreat cost of each base Pokemon to play is 1 less. That's a base Pokemon with 1 less. Alright, we see Ultra Ball discarding those 2. Man, we probably would have been, like, really good if we would have got attack off this turn, but guess we're not going to. Alright, so, yep, I'm gonna see some Ultra Ball. Is there 2 eggs in the discard pile now? Nope, still just 1. There's another Sneasel coming down into play. We could see a Hail do a 10 everywhere. Dark Claw, okay, put it on that guy. It makes it where your Dark Pokemon do 20 more damage. And we receive a treat to the Sneasel. Alright, and a pass onto our turn. What do we get? We get a Course Machine. Okay. We'll play Tool Scrapper, getting rid of that Dark Claw. Yep, that seems good. Can we free retreat yet? It does not seem like we can free retreat. Fantastic. So let's Dual Ball. Maybe get some cards out of our deck. Okay, we get 1. I'm going to grab the Genesect. We're just going to Juniper it away. We're going to keep the Smeargle in there just in case. So let's Juniper, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. And let's see, what do we draw into? Alright. So at least we got the switch into this guy. We can Plasma Energy, bring up one of these Weavils. Yes. We'll bring up a Weavile. And we will use Megalocan to take a knockout. Alrighty. I don't know why our Skyo Bridge is not working, but we'll put 20 damage onto the Sneasel. Because if he sends up this Weavile, we can do 100, knock it out, put 20 more damage onto that Sneasel. We'll take a prize card, and there is a Plasma Energy. So we could go for another double, for a knockout on the Weavile. And onto my opponent's turn, what do they get? There's a Dark Patch, going to put a Dark Energy from the discard pile onto that Weavile. Alrighty. And a Prehistoric Call, I'm going to put that Arcan on the bottom of their deck. Okay. And what else? Oh, it looks like an end. Both players are going to shuffle their hand into deck and draw 5. Draw as many prize cards they have left. We have 5 and they have 6. We get a Grass, Junk Arm, Super Rod. Okay. We see a Propagation. Going to put an Execute into their hand. And do they have an Ultra Ball? Yep, there's an Ultra Ball discarding an egg and an egg. So is that 2 eggs in the discard pile? It is. Alright, so 2 Execute in the discard pile. Another Execute will come out into play. And we might see another Ultra Ball discard that Execute. I mean, I imagine that's going to happen. Yep, another Propagation. We'll probably see double Ultra Ball discarding both of those. Oh, Junk Arm discarding both of those. And we might see another Lost Remover coming down into play. To discard this Plasma Energy one more time. I think that's what we might see. Yep, there's the third Lost Remover coming down. Gonna get rid of that Plasma Energy. Alrighty, so there we go. Plasma Energy into the Lost Zone. And let's see what happens. There's a Super Rod. Gonna shuffle back in 3 combination of Pokemon and or energies. We'll probably see like Weavile, Sneasel, and a, I guess the first card, that Lileep or whatever it was. And we'll see a pass onto our turn, okay. We get a random receiver. We'll play it, and let's see what can we get. A Juniper. I really don't want to play Juniper right now. That's not the greatest of things to play. Can we still retreat? We can retreat now. I don't know if it's a 1 retreat cost or not. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. We'll put a Grass Energy onto this Genesect, and we will just Megalocannon. And we'll put 20 onto... We'll put onto Jirachi, I guess. Maybe we can just slowly knock out this Jirachi. We do have to knock out 3 more of these, and maybe by then we might have enough. 20, 40, 60, 80, maybe not. Okay, but on to our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. Can they finally get enough Pokemon to knock us out? There's a Professor Oak, new theory. Gonna put their hand to deck and draw 6 new cards, okay. There's a Dark Energy to the active. There's a Sneasel coming down. And can my opponent take a knockout this turn? There's a Propagation. I'm going to put an egg into their hand. Now, how much? So, Vilify does 30 times the amount of Pokemon you discard. So, they need 6 Pokemon to discard. There's 2 eggs coming to their hand. A third egg going to their hand. Okay. And a victory screen coming down. Alrighty. Not sure what just happened, but we will take that win. I wonder why the glitch happened when we couldn't retreat, but they were putting a Sneasel Weavile, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this deck, but they really, it's really hard to set up. As you saw there, opponent kind of did struggle. Like, he kept playing Lost Mover, getting rid of our energies, but he really didn't do anything outside of that. But we did see Virizion and Genesect kind of take off. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. Hopefully it's a more exciting game, and hopefully that glitch does not happen. Alright, everybody gets tied 1071 playing an all-steel deck. Now, this is fairly interesting, an all-steel, but anything can happen in Legacy mode. We lost the coin flip, so they will decide who goes first, and our opponent will go first. And let's see what happens. Alright, so we get a Celebi. We got a Corspine, Professor Oak. We could have a potential turn 1 Megalo-Cannon. We'll press done, and let's see what does our opponent have. It is an all-steel deck, and it is a Cobalion and a Durant, so it is a Devour deck. Oh, man. So a Metal Energy to the active, and on to our turn, we get a Grass Energy, so we're going to Professor Oak, going to shuffle our hand into the deck and draw 6 new cards. Hopefully, we can find something. Or maybe we just won't find anything. I guess that works as well. I mean, you know, that's okay, I guess. Not really, but, Alright, so what we could do is random receiver, get a card, you know what, we're just going to end our turn. We're just going to pass. There's really no way our opponent can knock us out this turn. Like, there's nothing they can really do. They'll need double energy, Steel Bullet for 100. We see a Bianca to draw 2. So Righteous Edge for 30. And now we need a top deck something. On to our turn. We get a Professor Oak. There we go. So put down a Skyo Bridge. We'll play the random receiver so it's in our discard pile so we can Junk Arm back into it. We won't play the Juniper. And we will Oak. And hopefully we find a Dual Ball or some Pokemon. Let's see. What do we find? Alright, so we got a Genesect. We got a Dual Ball. Tails. And, okay, double Tails. That is one of the downsides of playing Dual Ball. And we got, oh my goodness, we got Quad Tails. Alright, so we'll put up Celebi and we'll just end our turn. Alright, so into our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. I mean, they're probably just Righteous Edge for a knockout. There's an Aaron coming down with a Metal Energy. Is this the Aggron deck? So Righteous Edge for 30. Gonna take a knockout. My opponent will go down to 5 prize cards. And we will send up Celebi. Alright, come on, give us something good. Alright, so let's play in. Both players shuffle their hand into the deck, and you draw as many cards as you have. Prize cards left in. We still don't have anything. So put down a Genesect, put down a Genesect. We can't even play Energy Retrieval, so we'll switch into a Genesect. We will Bike for 2. Alright, I guess we'll Plasma Energy, bring up an Aeron, and we will just pass. Yep, alright, so, oh man, things are not, what is going on right now? Alright, so into our opponent's turn, let's see what happens. I guess, you know, sometimes you can have bad starts. The double tails on, like, or the 4 tails in a row was pretty bad. So a Mawile coming down, I'm not sure what we're playing against, but a Love Ball gonna come down. Maybe get another Durant. Alright, oh, that's another Durant, but it's, not the right Durant. But hey, Durant, you know, when you use Devour, doesn't matter what Durant you have. Another Aeron coming down as well. Bianca drawing up to 5 this time. Alright, so Bianca lets you have 6 cards, lets you draw to have 6 cards in your hand. They had 1, so they got to draw 5. We see another Metal Energy going down to Cobalion. And we see a Great Ball. Look at the top 7 cards of their deck. Reveal a Pokemon and put it into their hand. I wonder what they'll get out. Okay, so there's another Durant, the Devour one once again coming down. Alrighty, and we see an Aggron coming down, or Lairon coming down. Okay, on to our turn. We get a Plasma Energy, so I guess we'll Junk Arm, discarding these 2. Gonna grab a random receiver, and let's see what happens. What do we get off the random receiver? A Juniper? That's okay, I guess. You know, any support is better than none. So Juniper going to discard her hand and draw 7 new cards. Alrighty. So we can switch it to Celebi. We can use the Force Breath. Oh, it's still glitched. Okay, so Force Breath onto that guy. We will Grass Energy, and we will just pass. Alright, so it seems like if you use a switching card and then have Sky Arrow out, the glitch makes it where you can't retreat again. And I've been having a really hard time to play against opponents because this is happening a lot. This is a really big glitch. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a glitch, but not being able to switch between like Smeargles and Celebis is a really big deal. So it's really hard to record a game currently. So will Bianca draw 3 cards, okay. Because just think, if I could Tails, alright, if I could like take a knockout next turn, that'd be great. So another Crushing Hammer and Tails. Woo, alright. And a pass onto our turn. Alright, so we're going to... What is going on? Why can't we retreat? Alright, I guess we'll waste a Plasma Energy on this guy. What is going on? Why can't we retreat automatically? Alright, and we will Megalo Cannon for 100. Where does this 20 damage go? We'll put the 20 damage onto his Aeron. Maybe it'll matter. We can knock it out in 3 turns with 20. Alright, so we'll go down to 5 cards. And we get a Bicycle. It might be useful. And imagine he'll send him this Cobalion. Oh man, we should have put the 20 damage onto Cobalion because that's a giant cape. And G-Booster does not knock it out right now. Whoops. Alright, so, yeah, that just happened. We definitely made a misplay there. I forgot that he put a giant cape on it. I forgot that was even a thing. But on to our opponent's turn. Oh, my goodness. Alright, so we see another Durant come down. They have 3 Durants on the field. They could start using Devour. There's a Steel Bullet. Gonna do 100 damage. Alrighty. And on to our turn. Let's see what happens. So we get a Grass Energy. That's kind of good. We're gonna put a G-Booster. We are going to Dual Ball. Heads. Alright, we'll grab a Virizion. And then a Jirachi. Oh, we only got 1 head, sorry. So Grass Energy onto this guy so that we can use G-Booster twice. We'll put down Virizion, Plasma Badge, put a Plasma Energy on this guy. We're looking for a Tool Scrapper, basically. We'll Dual Ball again. I don't even know if it's in the deck. There's a Heads and a Heads. Alright. We'll grab... I guess we'll grab Jirachi. Is Tool Scrapper in our deck? That's my question. And it is not in the deck. Is it in the discard pile? Nope, it is prized. Alright, so we'll just grab the Jirachi and... We probably should have grabbed Shaman. That probably would have been better play to use. Oh, man. Yep, that was better play to grab Shaman. Yep. Alright, so we're going to Mega Cannon. We could go for G-Booster. We're going to get knocked out regardless. So, yeah, let's just go for G-Booster. We'll discard a Grass and a Plasma Energy. Sure, yep, we'll press done. We'll do 200 damage. We actually... Okay, oh, my goodness. What is going on right now, Squeaky? Alright, so we'll take 2 prize cards. I don't know what I was thinking earlier. I don't know what I was thinking with G-Booster and Giant Cape, but hey, we took a knockout. I'm being silly right now. This whole Sky Arrow Bridge stuff has got me concerned. But Durant comes up. We could see a Devour, start discarding cards from our deck. There's a Jirachi coming down, and I'm actually A-okay with this because we can knock out the Jirachi. Wait, how many Plasma Energies have we played? 3? Okay, so no more Plasma Energies are in play. That's great. So we can't actually knock out the Jirachi unless we get lucky with Catcher. Yeah, so we see Super Rod going to shuffle back in 3 combination of Pokemon and or energies. There's a Cobalion, Metal, and a Metal. Okay. Alright. Okay. And we'll see a Devour discarding 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, looks like it was a Grass, and a random receiver. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Hey, Super Rod. There we go. Alright. So we'll put a Grass Energy in the active. We will use a Megalo Cannon. Do 100 and put 20 onto this Aeron. And if he doesn't evolve this Aeron, we can just win next turn regardless. We'll go down to 2 prize cards. There's a hey, Tool Scrapper, the one I was looking for when I forgot that G-Boost did 200 damage. Alright, so Durant comes up. Next turn we get just Megalo Cannon, take a knockout on both of these. A Revive comes out. Gonna put a base Pokemon on their bench. There's a Durant coming down, but it might just be too late. Alright, so let's see what they decide to do. So a Metal Energy goes down, a DC goes down to Jirachi. We could see a Hypno Strike with Devour for 3, but we just win the game. We will Megalo Cannon, do it 100, and put 20 onto this Aeron. Gonna take a double knockout, and there we go. Man, things are not looking good for Virizion Genesect. Hey, and our Catcher's Prize as well. Fantastic. That is great. That is great. Thank you, Lamp. Thank you, Lamp, for messing up Skyo Bridges and having my Catcher Prize and flipping 4 tails with that dual ball. Alright. Alright, so we get a mystery prize, some coins. Alright, so what do we get out of this? Okay, we'll press done, and let's see, what do we get? We get, hold on, wait for it, more tournament tickets. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know this was kind of rough. It wasn't the best of games, but I really couldn't help that. Like I said, that glitch making us not being able to switch, I don't even know why we can't switch. That's really is a big deal. I've lost so many games by just not being able to switch, and I just get frustrated because I can't do anything. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Legacy mode will continue on Wednesdays. I guess we'll call it Legacy Wednesday. Yeah, Legacy Wednesday. And like I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to switch between Wayback Wednesday and Legacy Wednesday. Sometimes we might just focus on Wayback Wednesday stuff. Like I said earlier, we have a way to record late games. I know a way to do it now. We'll be A-okay. We can explain some of those games. And then Legacy Wednesday, we'll go over this new format and leave some deck suggestions down below. Like I said earlier, leave them down below. I will check them all out. I am looking for a lot of trades. So if you have any Legacy stuff that you don't want, I'm mainly looking for primes. If you want to trade this way, let me know. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty. Bye.